So the opening kickoff, moments away. We will have the playing of the national anthem momentarily. So Braintree looking for some revenge from a season ago where they were beaten pretty handily on the road. Obviously every year you see the teams switch sides, one home, one road. As we are ready for the playing of the anthem, we will take a break in the moment. Again, we are live streaming here on BCAM TV on YouTube as well as on Braintree's cable station on channels 9 and 28 as we will pause for a moment. So we're getting ready for the opening kickoff.
You don't answer your phone when I call. You call me back an hour later.
As the opening coin toss occurred just moments ago. And it looks like Braintree will receive here to begin the ball game. As Walpole will kick it off. And Feeney getting set to kick it off. So again, Braintree 3-2 in a very tight game in a couple of their wins here this season as they've built some big leads, but unfortunately in a couple of their games their defense was not able to hold down the opposing offense, and obviously here in this game we're going to be expecting a high-powered offense from Walpole as they kick off here to begin the ball game. Left-footed kick, end over end, and Francosa Johnson will pick it up at the 10 as he takes it out to the 30-yard line and a little further out to the 35 before he is taken down, as he is taken down by Moscatel. So Braintree's 1st and 10. Opportunity here at the 35-yard line. Under center will be Tellier. Two backs, one to each side, flanked to the hip here of Tellier, as Braintree will have a run play here to begin. And as Francosa Johnson gets a couple of tacklers to continue to move the pile as he picks up 5 yards. Actually, Markham, after just a 3-yard gain, short gain. So again, Braintree with a new coach here this season, Lee Carlson, running a much different offense. As Francosa Johnson goes in motion, the handoff goes right up the middle. And a short gain there for Braintree on the carry from Brooks. So Brooks with a couple there. Sets up a 3rd and 5 for Braintree. And a pretty much no gain play, maybe a yard on the carry, and Braintree with a 4th down and an interesting decision here early in the ball game. The offense looks like it's going to stay on the field here, which is a surprising move here in the first quarter. Braintree on their own side of the field, and they're obviously knowing that this is not going to be a low-scoring game. They're going to take their chances here with the offense. Braintree has done a nice job drawing people off sides, which they did a handful of times last week, and here in this one they are not able to do so, and had a feeling that head coach Carlson, who is certainly a gambler, but in this case, I didn't expect that here on his side of the field, and obviously the defense did not jump. So Braintree will punt this one away. It'll be Brooks again doing the honors. It's Braintree going 3 and out here on their opening possession. Plenty of space, and he sends this one on a roll, picked up by Walpole and carried pretty well on the take back by Abdul Kalak. So Walpole will start with the ball at their own 44.
First down, the Walpole ball, which is on the 44-yard line. Walpole.
Getting ready here for the first snap of the offense, as the Timberwolves will go up the middle, and a pretty good gain here on the first down carry, and out just shy of midfield on the handoff.
Second down, long side.
Falzone on the carry. Falzone obviously the go-to ball carrier here in the offense for Walpole, which Braintree's going to have to clearly focus on. Defense has had a handful of big takeaways here this season, which is obviously something very important to do here tonight. As this will be another pitch to his left as Falzone again, and he's able to get the first down and out to the 40 on the Braintree side of the field, and the first down of the ball game. So getting ready for another first down as the offense breaks the huddle. 2 run plays for the offense to this point. We've not seen a pass play on either side yet, and it will be another handoff, and Braintree has him stopped in the backfield. And that was Lane who was able to take him down for a loss of a yard. Braintree was in the backfield almost immediately, as clearly they see what the focus is early in this ball game, trying to feed the back. 3 running plays here to begin the contest. As this time it'll be a passing play. Faking the throw, and Braintree has it well defended. Now rolling to his right, and is thrown for a completion, but we're going to have a penalty and probably take away this long gain down the field. Almost certainly will be against the offense, and it is. Negates what would have been a close to 25-yard gain. So Braintree getting the benefit of a big penalty call here.
The ball back to the Walpole side of the field on the 45-yard.
So this will back them up quite a bit. Ball will be spotted at the Walpole 45 now. So a second down and 15 now for the offense, taking away the biggest gain of the game. And those are the kind of plays you need if you're Braintree, as the quarterback will take it himself, Kilroy up the middle, and he's got almost all that penalty yardage back. And it'll bring up a 3rd down and 12 here for the offense. Maybe 13 yards.
13 yards. 3rd down, and a long 12.
You don't almost assume that Walpole would go for it here on this side of the field, even if it was to get a few yards here, but you never know. As the quarterback, Kilroy back to pass. A couple players trying to get open down the field. Braintree having it well defended. The quarterback able to make one miss. Sam Braintree able to take him down at the 34-yard line. And the offense almost certainly will stay on the field now as they get within 5 yards now of fourth down. So it's been all Kilroy and Falzone here early in the game. A couple carries apiece. And Braintree now forcing a big fourth down opportunity, which they were able to stop 3 times last week against Needham. 6:20 clock moving here in the first quarter. 4 receivers set. Out to his right is Kilroy, and Braintree has it defended pretty well. Almost picked off, and the ball is knocked incomplete as Braintree hit him quickly, and the player shaken up for Walpole. That was the receiver, Abdul Kalak, who was able to get his hands on that football, but Braintree knocks it away and forces a turnover on downs. The contact was almost immediately as the ball got to the receiver, and Braintree had it defended very well. And the defense, as it has been doing the last couple weeks now, making another big stand here early. 6:09 to go in the first quarter. Braintree will have their second possession here on offense. 1st and 10 for Tellier. Back to pass this time. Tellier looks down the field. Open is the player, and making the catch is Parson Gomes. Parson Gomes out to the 46. And Braintree with a first down completion, their first of the game. And Braintree hurrying this one up. Walpole not ready for the hurry up as Braintree trying to run the play quickly. And up the middle goes Luongo as he splits towards midfield with a couple pushers in the back here as his linemen try to get him to midfield, which he's not able to get just close to it. At the 49-yard line where the offense will start. Braintree with a second down opportunity and 7. Just one passing play so far, which was completed earlier in the drive. Braintree out to the right, tough ball to catch, and it hit off the hands of the intended target, Brooks.
The third down.
So Braintree now with a third down, just shy of midfield. So Walpole's offense, who was stalled out in the red zone. Now the Braintree offense looking to take advantage. Back to pass. Tellier with some space in the middle of the field, looking to throw it down the field. He's got pressure in his face, and he's taken down. The ball maybe on the ground as well. And it is recovered by Braintree, fortunately for the Womps, and they will punt it for the second time. Tellier thought like he was going to go and run that ball, but obviously didn't make the decision quick enough, and once he didn't make that decision, the linebackers got right in his face and able to take him down. As the clock continues to roll here, and the Braintree offense, for the second time, have to punt. Again, Brooks will kick this one away. Not really much containment there, as it'll be Abdul Kalak able to return this one, makes one, now 2-man miss, and he takes it out to the 44-yard line, where the offense will take over just about identically to their first possession. So a pretty good return. And the Braintree offense not able to do too much. I guess the bright side is they were able to at least push Walpole back onto their own side of the field here as they start their possession. Braintree had a nice first play of that drive with the completion of Parsons Gomes, but after that, the run game hasn't been able to get anything going here on the ground through the first 2 series. As the handoff goes to Falzone, and he dives towards midfield, but will end up being down at the 48-yard line, it looks like. His knee went down before getting towards that mark. Actually, mark him all the way to the 47. Actually bring him back an extra yard.
a couple of yards, it'll be second down.
So they give him 3 yards on the carry.
On the 47-yard line.
Again, Walpole in that 4-receiver set with Falzone in the backfield. As the quarterback Kilroy to pass, and the pass is high and almost picked off. That was a chance that Braintree had there to pick that one off. Obviously, you expected the receiver to make that catch, but that one got in on the defensive back very quickly, and Braintree just wasn't able to make the interception. Those are the kind of plays that they've been getting here this season. So a third down opportunity now for Walpole. 3:36 to go here in the opening quarter. No score between Braintree and Walpole. Back to pass. Braintree with some pressure. Here's the pass again. Kilroy leaves it high for the intended target, Collins. So the offense will have to punt. So this will be the third punt already here of the quarter between two offenses that can certainly score some points. And so far, it's the defenses that have been the story here in the first quarter. Getting set to punt this one away. And this one will be sent down the field by Feeney on a high kick that Braintree will just let bounce, and it takes a nice bounce in Braintree's favor. Ball bounces backwards, and the Braintree offense will take over 1st and 10 here at the 29-yard line. Spot at the 28. We'll see if Braintree tries to throw this ball a little bit more, as the run game obviously has not worked early. Back to pass, and the ball completed to Parsons Gomes, and he dropped it. I don't think he ever had complete control. Looked like he squeezed those hands, but just never completed the play. Obviously looking up the field before he caught it, and he had the only completion for Braintree in this part of the game. The first down on the last drive. 4 receivers for Braintree, 3 to the left. As Tellier will throw. Looking in that direction, down the field. Nobody open yet. And now trying to feed Franciosa Johnson. He'll take it himself and get knocked out of bounds. And Braintree will get out there towards close to the 40-yard line on the carry, which may be close to a first down. Looks like it's going to be about a yard shy. Braintree will hand it off this time, and going up the middle, a very short gain, and it's going to be right there at the spot of line to gain. Maybe a half a yard shy. It's going to be close. They might have to measure this one. I think Braintree wants a measurement because they're going to need to know exactly how much they need to get, but they're not going to give a measurement. And Braintree again in the same situation, obviously much less to gain than the first drive. It is a 4th down play, and Braintree goes up the middle with it, and that's going to be just enough to get across the line to gain a first down on the quarterback carry from Tellier, and a Walpole player shaken up on the play. I'm going to take in the brunt of that hit. That's number 23 for them, Falzone, which that would be a huge loss if he is hurt. Shaking his left hand as he was trying to come in on the coverage. As Braintree now with the first down, it's rolling out to his right, looking down the field, tough throw, and out of bounds and incomplete. As Braintree was hoping to hook up there with O'Shea. And a flag on the play.
Terror for all the teams Walpole's played this year, passing rushing passers. There's 2 guys getting double teamed that time. We'll see if that continues.
So a penalty on Braintree will back him up quite a bit. So now both sides with a big penalty here in the game, both the holding call, and this will bring Braintree all the way back to the 26. with 2:15 remaining here in the opening quarter. Again, Braintree this time will send 3 receivers out with man in motion. It is caught by Brooks. Brooks makes one miss out to the 35, and a pretty good gain there on the completion. Braintree was thinking maybe there was a late hit after Brooks had got out of bounds, but no call. So second and long here for Braintree, but a decent play on their first down. And obviously putting themselves in a almost certain passing situation as Tellier with some room rolls to his right. He's going to take it himself and not really much room to go as he is hit at the 35. So a couple yard pickup there for Tellier. Braintree will have a third and long. In danger now of having to punt for the third time here in the quarter. Back to pass, Tellier looking down the field. A couple players in coverage and is picked off with both sides doing some hand fighting, and now some room here down the near sideline. And all the way for the touchdown with no flag. And it'll be Kilroy who picks that one off and takes it all the way back for the touchdown. And it looked like there was some hand fighting going on, but both sides doing that. And Braintree obviously coming up with the big turnover here that gives Walpole the advantage, and that was something that has been a problem here for the Braintree offense at points this season, has been those pick sixes. Obviously, if you're Braintree there, the worst thing you could do is allow a touchdown. That was more just to throw it up. We're going to punt anyway, but it turns into a touchdown the other way on the interception. Back to kick this one away, and the kick on the way and good. And a 7-0 lead for the visitors from Walpole on the pick six. So the offense will get a chance to go right back to the field, but certainly not the start you had anticipated after both defenses had played such a solid first 4 or 5 sequences. And obviously Braintree will have an interception that turns into 6. Again, if you have tuned in to our live stream broadcast here, Braintree now trailing 7-0 after the interception that turns into a touchdown, about a 55-yard interception return for the score.
Yeah, right around the 50 or 45 of Braintree, they were closing in on him. He was able to tiptoe down the sidelines there.
So this one will be sent away by the kicker. Again, Feeney, who had the extra point. Braintree received to begin the game. Walpole will get the ball to start the second half. Fielded by Franciosa Johnson at the 5. Out to the 10. Now to the 15. And trying to make somebody miss. And tackled around the 17-yard line where the offense will take over down a touchdown. Franciosa Johnson obviously looking for some room to make something happen, but there just has not been a ton of space to work with. And obviously he's a flashy player, somebody that can make those highlight plays, but right now not getting enough space to make those cuts and make the defenders miss. But he certainly has that breakaway speed, just a matter of time if you can get the ball in space, get a one-on-one situation. So Braintree deep in their own end. Have not had good field position on either of their drives here in this first quarter, as the throw will be completed on a hard hit right out shy of the sticks, and it looks like it's going to be out to the 28, maybe the 29, and if it is closer to the 29, it might be a first down, but it looks like they're going to mark it just a little shy on the first down gain, or the first down pickup of 9 yards. Garrity on the catch, and Braintree now probably will run this ball for first down, which they're able to get it there on the carry. Couple players slow to get up after the carry. And Braintree with the ball carry up the middle.
Good for first down. Ball just outside the Braintree 30.
So a first down for Braintree. We'll see if they can answer here. Maybe a couple plays left here in the opening quarter, As Tellier back to pass, he has somebody down the field looking for him. Parsons Gomes open, and the ball was underthrown, and they're going to call the player maybe for a flag. Somebody stepped out of bounds. And the question is, what's the call here? Pass interference going against Walpole. So pass interference going on Walpole, and that'll give Braintree a first down. So 36 seconds left here in the quarter. Braintree with a first down. And what do we have here? Maybe a timeout on the other side. Certainly some debate here between the officials, whether the coach for Walpole wants an explanation. I think they're going to move the yard markers here. They weren't set up on the chain gang here for the proper situation. As the ball spot at the 46, where Braintree will have the first down. And the handoff goes up the middle, and again, not much there on the carry. Just a couple yards. And Braintree right now just needs to find some sort of an answer. They're just not finding any space in the middle of the field as Luongo really bottled up quickly. We've seen Braintree with a couple different running backs here in the first quarter. Neither has been able to find much room. And now with just 10 seconds left, we'll see if Braintree runs one more play here in the quarter. They're not in any hurry. Just 5 seconds left. And they do run a final play here of the quarter. Tellier back to pass. Rolls to his right. A couple players in his face. Throws it away, and it's incomplete as he got hit hard. A late flag thrown here at the end of the quarter. And there is going to be another holding call going on Braintree, their second of the game. And that will end the first quarter as Braintree will back up. So certainly not the end of the quarter that you're looking for, as Braintree will head to quarter number 2 as we will switch sides of the field, and we will be back for the start of the second quarter. Welcome back here to Alumni Stadium, start of the second quarter. Mike Wasser bringing the coverage here on BCAM TV, and right off the time or the end of the quarter, Braintree with a completion out to Brooks, who takes it to the 34-yard line. And again, Braintree with a holding call that ended the quarter. So now a much tougher situation here for the offense on a third down upcoming. So a long third down for the offense, as Tellier will throw it short and incomplete to Brooks. So Braintree now continuing to have to punt the ball away early in this ball game.
looks like they knocked out 15 yards instead of 10.
They would be wrong if they did.
I don't know.
So the ball at the 34, where Braintree will have to punt this one away, and Brooks really needs a good one here to try and give Braintree a little bit of breathing room, and the defense right now just not getting a break here in this ball game. Both offensive have been on the field a handful of times already here in the first half, as Braintree will send this one away, as this one will bounce, and it's scooped up by Kalak as he takes it out to the 40, and Braintree with some pressure, still not able to take him down, as Garrity taken for a little bit of a ride there. He's finally able to take him down at the 46.
Decent field position all night, so sure they want to get the offense on track here in the second quarter.
So Walpole will start at their own 46, as again, Braintree right now just has not been able to get good field position on the drives, and obviously has opened the door for Walpole to have some good positioning. As the handoff goes to Falzone right up the middle, and he's out to midfield before he's taken down by 2 or 3 Braintree tacklers, including Garrity in on the play. They give him actually the Braintree 48, a couple of late yards given.
Second down on the long foot.
Pick up 6 in the play. Second down, 4 to go for the T-Wolves.
2nd and 5, and the handoff goes right up the middle, and the first down gain as he splits to the 40, as Falzone taken down by Braintree, but another first down. And again, in on the takedown for Braintree was Garrett. He's been busy here the last couple plays. So a first down play and a handoff again as another big gain and running right over a couple of Braintree tacklers, and that will be enough for another first down. 10-yard pickup on the play. As Falzone right now just dominating here the last couple carries.
Just another first down.
He makes yards on his own, running through people and breaking tackles.
So the Womps certainly going to need an answer here for him, as he continues to get a lot of extra yards after contact, which is something you love as a coach, hate as an opponent. But Braintree's going to need an answer for him. Starting to dominate the game right now here on this drive. As the handoff goes up the middle, and nothing there this time, as Braintree had it sniffed out. And he may have lost a little bit on the carry, maybe half a yard. So no gain on the play as it ends up. But certainly a good sign for the defense, who was able to finally stop them right at the line of scrimmage and not give up a big play. And now Braintree down 7. Really did not want to afford going down by 2 scores. As the handoff goes again to Falzone, and he doesn't find much room again. Just a yard or 2. So the Womps have bottled them up the last couple times, and this might be a passing situation, but I would assume that this would still be a 4-down situation if they do not get it here. Very few kickers in the league have this type of leg that could get one from this far. So it is a 3-receiver set. Looks like, 3-receiver set. Tight ends going in motion, and it's going to be a penalty here, and looks like the offense jumped. We saw Braintree do that earlier, and Walpole doing the same thing. So an illegal procedure, that backs them up 5 yards, and that'll bring it back to the 33. And this is a much different 3rd down now with the 5-yard loss on the penalty.
2 passes attempted so far for Philwood. Both were high, both almost intercepted actually.
Back to passes. Kilroy throws a screen. It's low and it's incomplete. And he actually had some room, too. If that ball was completed, they had their best, well, I guess technically in this case, their best receiver in the open field, but wasn't able to make the catch. It was a low throw. And Kilroy has certainly not looked sharp throwing the ball. He's 0 for 3 now, throwing it. But he's done most of the work with his legs whenever he gets out in motion. Obviously, the offense does stay on the field, at least for now, but they will talk it over as a timeout will take here on the field with 8:05 to go here in the first half. So we will take a break in the second quarter with Braintree trailing here 7-0, but Walpole on the move. It's a 4th down upcoming and about 14 yards when we return.
Throws a little low. He hasn't two high throws, and that one's a little low. So, gotta get back him on track and have to create a little balance for this offense.
Let's see. Since the rivalry with Braintree resumed back in 2017, Walpole has won 3 of the 5 games, including a 28-0 shutout.
Welcome back after the timeout. It is a 4th down and very long here for the offense, which remains on the field. Kilroy again 0 for 3 throwing the football, as he will have to throw this one again. Braintree with a little bit of pressure, a low throw, and that's not going to get the job done, as he gets just to the 32, and the receiver fell down and ended the play right then and there. So really no chance there. Not really sure what they were thinking there on that 4th down play. The ball was thrown almost 10 yards behind the yard to gain, and obviously nowhere close to getting that 1st down. I understand going for it on 4th down, but I do not understand throwing it that short of the yard to gain. And the receiver, whether the throw was low or not, the receiver fell down immediately, and he wasn't even hit. But obviously once you're down on the ground, you're dead at that spot. So Braintree will take over here on the turnover on downs. Down the field it goes, and throwing it into triple coverage as the ball is incomplete. Looking out for Dionisio. So Braintree with their, I believe, 4th possession here of the half. As Tellier will take this one himself, rolling to his right, and he's hit hard and rolling out of bounds as he was chopped down at the 37-yard line, where Braintree will get about half of the yards to gain. Obviously worry anytime you see a quarterback get hit low about the safety of the quarterback, but Tellier able to bounce right back up to his feet with 7:40 to go here in the second quarter. Braintree will run this one again. It is Brooks, and he's going to get shy of the 40, and Braintree will have another 4th down and a couple. Braintree thought about going for it earlier, tried to draw him off sides, and this time it looks like they might actually try and go for it. Obviously they're hoping the defense will jump, but it looks like Braintree's going to try and just go for this one straight up. A penalty here on the defense would be a 1st down if it does get there. Tellier trying to get him to jump, and the defender almost did. And Braintree may just burn a timeout. Now you see that they're just trying to draw him off, and they're still talking it over. They might run a play, getting the signals from the sideline. And he will snap it. Tellier looking to take this one up the middle, and he's hit in the backfield and sacked. And Braintree not much doing on the drive, and it turns into a turnover on downs. And this is certainly the worst thing that could have happened here for Braintree, is they actually lose yards on the play. At least give your team a chance to throw it down the field. And it turns into a Walpole possession. So the ball at the 35 now. 1st and 10, and the offense couldn't ask for a better spot to begin their drive. After Braintree's defense held last time, they're going to be a tall order here. Handoff to Kalak as he gets to the outside and along the sideline, able to tightrope down to around the 18. And a first down carry on the play. Actually give him the 23. It is a first down, but nonetheless, looked like a little further, but obviously from our vantage point, very tough to tell with a handful of players in our face. As the quarterback will run it himself, and he's hit hard up high. So the 20-yard line is where the hit was there by Braintree. They hit him hard. And just 6:15 and the clock moving here in the first half as Walpole with a 7-0 lead and the football in Braintree territory. Obviously not necessarily a must-stop, but it is in a situation where Braintree's offense hasn't been able to really muster much, as the completion to Kalak as he is taken down at the 15, and he's going to be shy of the first down by a yard maybe. So a big spot here for the defense.
I like the strategy of getting out the ball, those low risk.
So just inside the 15 would be third down and 1.
So third down opportunity. Falzone has been pretty good at getting those short yards here in this game, and the quarterback will take it himself, and he will get there. A couple yards on the quarterback sneak. And with now 5:20 to go, clock continues to roll as Walpole will have a first down just outside the 10-yard. So Kilroy with Falzone to his left as the handoff goes to him, and he takes it up the middle. He's got some steam, and he's got the touchdown. As Falzone will take it out from the 12-yard line, a 12-yard touchdown run. And the visitors now leading by 2 scores, and obviously that coming right after Braintree turned it over on downs in their own territory, which was a questionable decision. I do understand why Braintree would try and do that, but in a 7-0 game, it's been a defensive battle. Really, the only touchdown before this was on a miscue by Tellier, the interception return, and now a short field taken advantage of. And the kick is up, and the kick is good.
14-0 with 4:53 left in the second quarter.
So it makes it 14-0 after the extra point. And Walpole now leading by 2 touchdowns here at Braintree High School at Alumni Stadium.
It's nice to see the offense is able to get a nice drive here. It wasn't the longest one in the world, but it ended in the score, and that's what we're looking for.
Like I said, Kilroy's difficult to kind of find the mark on his first 4 passes. Created a couple of real low-risk opportunities for him.
So this one will be sent away at the 40-yard line, where the kicker, again Feeney, will send it away. Certainly don't want to give Walpole the ball back again in time to score again before halftime. And Braintree right now needing something here before half, down 14-0. Fielded by Braintree is Franciosa Johnson inside the 5, out to the 10, spinning to the 15, 20, 25, 30. He's got some room as Franciosa Johnson out to 40, 45 as he's finally hauled down. And those are the kind of plays that he can make happen. And all that happens with, didn't look like much space. So Franciosa Johnson adding a little lightning in a bottle here to give a little bit of energy to this offense. Braintree will have a chance here as the handoff is taken by Tellier as he fakes and able to make the first guy miss and able to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Ball back to
Walpole
the
had a chance to take him down for a couple of yard loss. Instead, he gets back to the original line of scrimmage.
Still second down, 1-10.
Missed the first tackle. So he's coming out now. Let's hope he's okay.
Falzone limping off the field, and he's down on his back right now, being attended to by the trainer. As Braintree will back to pass, open over the middle, and what a catch by Francosa Johnson at the 45 as he makes the catch in traffic. And a first down on the play. So Francosa Johnson with 2 plays. Obviously the kick return, big play, and then that one there in traffic, able to make the catch. That was a tough ball to catch as he was hit immediately. So Braintree now over midfield, and here's a carry as Luongo with a nice touch as he's all the way out to the 25. And just like that, Braintree moves the ball down the field. So all of a sudden, Braintree's offense has awoken. And I thought maybe with the return by Francosa Johnson, it might shoot some life into this Braintree offense, which it has so far. As the carry, still on his feet, Luongo as he bounces to the outside. And it looked like he was going to be taken down in the backfield and ends up getting 6 yards out of the play.
Really good
Closer to the
response.
first down, now
Offense
that'll be
here.
second down,
Running
and
some skills. Some great skills. Francosa Johnson.
ball
Catch,
on the
kickoff
10
return,
down
tough
line.
run right there.
So we've seen Walpole do a little bit of running after contact. Braintree doing a little bit of their own as the handoff goes to Brooks. Brooks splits through the would-be tackler, gets a couple yards.
Maybe a yard. The third down.
And with 2:45 left here in the first half, Braintree with a third down upcoming and about 5.
Now going back in the game. Looks like for now, no rest for wear. Hopefully.
So Braintree with a big play upcoming, looking to keep this drive going. Tellier trying to get the linemen to understand the signals here. Might be changing the play. As the handoff goes up the middle, and Brooks getting maybe a yard.
Near the line of scrimmage.
And it's going to be a 4th down nonetheless, and about 4.
Walpole's defense with a big
Fourth
opportunity.
down, long 4.
So this is a pivotal point in this game for Braintree, with their offense obviously having their best drive of the game, and Walpole right now trying to stop it. As we're under 2 minutes left now in the half. Braintree will clearly go for it on the side of the field. Looks like about 4th and 4. Tellier rolls to his right. He might try and take it himself. Does throw. It's high, and it's incomplete. And Braintree's drive stalls out after what was a good start to the drive. And Francosa Johnson with a couple big plays. And the defense able to hold. So Braintree with their second turnover of downs. Braintree's had a interception that was returned for a touchdown, and then the 2 turnover on downs.
One thing that, no one talks about now since Belichick tries to do it, but Walpole's coming out in the second half with the ball too, so we'll see how they treat this drive.
So 1:38 to go here in the half. Walpole with a 14-0 lead and the football. Again, they do start with the ball in the second half. And Braintree's defense really needs to make them not get any more points, as it's a conservative first down call. And out to the 25 on the quarterback keeper.
Second down.
As Walpole obviously will hurry up slightly, but they still have a long way to go here to get any points from this drive. As the clock continues to roll here with 1:15 left. Kilroy to pass. Over the middle of the field, dangerous pass, and the ball was low and incomplete.
Pass is ruled incomplete.
That was a dangerous pass right across the middle of the field, and Braintree nearly got a hand on that one. Low to O'Brien, who wasn't able to catch that one. And now it's a 3rd down, which is something that you really didn't want to do if you're Walpole either. It could give Braintree another chance to get the football back before the half. It is 3rd down in their own territory, 3rd and 5. See what Walpole will do here. as the quarterback will take it up the middle, and he will get the first down as Braintree hits him low, and the quarterback able to take it out just shy of the 35, and the offense will move the chains. Offense very quickly getting that ball spotted as Kilroy again will throw. Down the field, looking deep for O'Brien, and the ball is nearly intercepted. A couple defenders back there for Braintree as the ball was knocked away by Colantonio.
Well, I mean, the Braintree defender had good position, but Brian couldn't fight his way through it.
All defended by the Braintree defense. A couple players back there that made a play.
Pushed the defender when the ball actually arrived, so
Actually turned into a situation where the offense had to play defense because that could have easily been an interception. As O'Brien had to get in there and make a play on it with 54 seconds left here in the half. Braintree's offense has not got much going in the game. As out to his right, the throw is low and it's incomplete. As again, Francosa Johnson this time in on the hit, able to stop the rush. So Braintree with a couple tightly contested plays. So a third down at the 35. 3rd and 10. 14-0 lead for Walpole with the ball. A couple of dangerous passes here on the drive, but Braintree was not able to pick off. Kilroy has really struggled throwing the football in this game, but obviously it's the running game that has been the story as the handoff goes to the running back as it is Falzone who takes it out to the 44-yard line. As the 4th down play upcoming, and Braintree not going to use a timeout. I don't know if Walpole will really do much. And somebody does take a timeout. Which side is it? Yeah, there's an injured player on the field. Braintree with the player down on the field with 32.7 on the clock as we have an injury timeout on the field in a 14-0 game. And Walpole, we'll see what they do here on 4th down. So certainly a half that could have produced more for Braintree, especially that last drive. They had a pretty good looking drive going before they stalled out inside the 20. And you got to give credit to the Walpole defense, who's played a very good half, as that was Huang who was shaken up, is able to get off the field. He's been battling injuries here this season and able to get off on his own power. So the offense will remain on the field, but I don't know why you'd run a play here unless you're going to throw this one deep down the field. We've seen some bad things happen when teams try and do something here when they shouldn't. Braintree, obviously, with the interception, they also were stopped in their own territory. And Walpole just letting the clock run. 10 seconds left, and I don't think they're going to run another play. With just 5 seconds left. And they will snap it one more time. It's going to be a Hail Mary down the field. As throwing it deep down the field, and the ball is incomplete. A couple players getting a hand on that ball. And actually ended up bouncing out, and now an injured player for Walpole. So a couple players shaken up, and that's really a little surprising to see them try that. That's the worst thing you could have had happen at the end of the half, is get an injured player on really a decision that you shouldn't do. I don't understand why you even throw that one down the field. Just take your 14-point lead to get the ball to start the half. Why even risk your safety of your team? And now, depending on what happens here, this could be a big blow to the offense. As the half comes to a close, Braintree down 14-0, but a big storyline here as an injured player at the end of the first half. We'll be back for the start of the third quarter right after this.
Max Collins, he's looking up, but he's looking up his own.
Frankie Band. Nice shot, Dick. And now, ladies and gentlemen, for your entertainment, the Walpole Cheerleaders. The Walpole Cheerleaders. Nice job, girls. Now, ladies and gentlemen, and now the Braintree Dancing. Nice job, kids. Nice job.
She tests spot. It was good, well attended.
All right. Should be right in the right corner there.
If I could have your attention, please, all fans, I would like to have us join in a moment of silence in remembrance of student David Nguyen. David was a shining light in his class and will be forever missed by his classmates, his teammates, and the entire Braintree community. Once a Womp, forever a Womp. And on the t-shirt that states, David Strong. Could we have a moment of silence, please, for David? Thank you. Thank you very much, and good luck to both teams in the second half.
Hello and welcome back to Alumni Stadium as we're getting ready for the second half to begin. Again, Braintree trailing 14-0 here at halftime. It'll be Walpole ball to start the third quarter. Recapping the scoring, that's Mike Wassel here for the call on BCAM TV. Again, we stream live here on BCAM TV on YouTube as well as on channels 9 and 28 on Comcast and Verizon. The recap of scoring, 55-yard interception return from Kilroy to make it 7-0. And then a 12-yard touchdown run for Falzone that capped off the scoring. The two touchdowns for Walpole in the first half. And the second one coming after Braintree with a very questionable decision to go for it in their own side of the field. Obviously didn't get it, and then shortly thereafter, a couple plays later, it was Walpole able to capitalize. And that was the difference to this point in the game. So Braintree did have one very nice drive that came at the end of the second quarter, but it stalled out inside the 20. And now we'll see what Braintree can do. Obviously needed to make a stop here to begin the third quarter. So the run game for Walpole really has done the heavy lifting for the Timberwolves. Braintree has not gotten much on the ground, which obviously has been a big reason why they trail right now by 2 scores. Obviously you don't have to get the run game going, but most teams do rely on the run at the high school level, and obviously when you're not getting the run game, you're putting your quarterback in a position to have to throw the ball quite often, and so far Tellier hasn't been able to get enough completions down the field. Walpole has defended it well down the field, and Braintree will kick it off here to begin the third quarter. It will be Brooks. We saw an injured player for Walpole at the end of that first half as the kickoff goes between the legs of the return man picked up by Kalak at the 25, and he's taken down right around the 25. So not much on the return, and Braintree with some pretty good special teams. And Kalak very slow to get up, as we see for the third time a Walpole player shaken up, and they've been all their stars too that have been hurt. Obviously not necessarily taking them out of the game, but you wonder if that knocks the wind out of them. So we're 8 seconds into the third quarter as the injured player will remain in the game for Walpole. See what type of adjustments both teams made as Falzone gets the carry, splits to his right, gets some room on the outside. He's out to the 40, and he's taken down at the 46. So Braintree able to trip him up. So able to get a big gain there on the play, on the first down carry. So Braintree now will face another first down. Late addition to the defense for Braintree as Parsons Gomes jumps on the field, and Braintree in the backfield takes him down at the 4-yard loss as Falzone went nowhere.
3 yards.
That play from the start was not going to work as the Braintree defense was in the backfield immediately.
2-yard line. Walpole. Second down.
So the ball is actually spotted at the 42-yard line, so it'll be about a 3-yard loss. But nonetheless, the defense coming up with a big stand. Falzone's had some room here in this game, but Braintree's defense has done a decent job in bottling them up on a couple of different occasions as he tries to get over the line of scrimmage and gets about a yard, as he will only get maybe a yard and a half, and it'll bring up a 3rd down and 12. So a much different look here for the offense, as we are getting word now that the injured player that at the end of that first half has not returned, at least to start the 3rd quarter, which obviously I was saying that could be a big blow here to the offense, as Kilroy will roll to his left on the move, high throw, and nowhere close. And he throws it out of bounds, and the Braintree defense holds here to begin the 3rd quarter. So you got just what you were looking for. Just took about 2 minutes here into the 3rd, and nothing doing really on this drive. And the Braintree offense, depending on where this ball's kicked to, might actually get some decent field position depending on the return. I wonder if Braintree will bring a little pressure here, trying to put some pressure on the kicker here. As Braintree trying to get that last man off the field, just able to do so in time. Obviously don't want a penalty here, giving an extra yards. And it looks like a timeout will be taken by Walpole before the delay of game. So a early timeout here with 10:08 to go in the 3rd quarter. Braintree will be lining up to return the punt when we return here from the timeout. But right now, the story of this ball game is, what did Braintree learn from half as far as the offense goes? Because clearly the offense wasn't good enough, not scoring any points in that first half. Got to do a lot more here in the second half, and they'll have a good opportunity right off the bat as they get a 3-and-out. So 10:08 to go here in the 3rd quarter. It'll be a 4th down upcoming as the punt getting set to be taken. And Braintree with some pressure. They got a piece of that ball. It was deflected as the ball will go down at the 36-yard line, 35, depending on where the referee will decide. And the Braintree offense will take over right there. They had a lot of pressure on them. Almost fully blocking that kick. I thought Braintree might bring some pressure. They did. And they got to the punter. He was still able to get off enough of the kick. It wasn't fully blocked. It was just partially deflected. And it spins and rolls just enough as Braintree on the first down carry, getting maybe a yard. Short gain on the play for the Womps on the run by Brooks. So the ball will be at the 36-yard line, where Braintree's second play will be from the line of scrimmage. And again, nothing really doing on the second down carry. So 2 flat plays here to start. And Braintree with a 3rd down upcoming and 9. So here is the play, as there will be a flag before the snap. And offsides called on the defense. So Braintree tried drawing them offsides earlier. didn't necessarily try and draw him off this time, but you don't see that very often. Somebody must have lined up ahead of the ball there before the snap, because I didn't see anybody jump off initially. But that's a big penalty that gives Braintree a much better and a much more manageable third down. Still could run it if he wanted to, as Franciosa Johnson gets the ball, gets towards the first down marker. He's got the first down as he pulls 3 guys with him. So Franciosa Johnson really has been the true bright spot in this game for Braintree, as they have not scored, but when he's gotten the ball, he's made good things happen. Had that long punt return, had a nice catch in traffic, and now has a first down carry. He has not touched the ball in the backfield very much here in the game. He's done a lot of his work as a receiver here this season, but obviously coming up with the big punt return earlier. Braintree looks downfield. Parsons Gomes open, and the ball knocked away at the last second. Pretty good defensive work there, as Kalak able to knock that one away at the last moment. Parsons Gomes does usually have a size advantage on most players, but in this case, obviously it was knocked away. So Braintree now with a second down and 10 from midfield. It's a handoff up the middle, Luongo, and he's got a couple yards, but he was hit immediately. Players shaking up on the play coming to the sideline for the Womps. That was Braintree's number 83, Matthew Marmai, holding his right hand. As now back to pass will be Tellier. He's going to have some space up the middle, but he can't get past the defender as the ball on the ground there. And Braintree fell on one earlier. Looks like they fell on it again, and it brings up a 4th down. And almost certainly going to be a punting situation here on the Braintree side of the field. But again, Tellier has just not had enough time to make a pass. Defense has been right on him. So it'll be Brooks, who's been busy here in this game, back to pass, or back to punt, excuse me. Maybe he'll pass, you never know. Braintree bringing in an extra player back onto the field. They had a player short. Plenty of space as he sends this one down the field. Fielded at the 18 by Kalak. Kalak bounces to the outside, a flag coming in, as the return actually goes backwards as he tried to cut across the field. And it's going to be on a block in the back on Walpole that will push him back even further. So the return went nowhere. Actually, may have gone backwards, but obviously with the penalty, it certainly will now. And with 6:42 to go here in the third quarter, Walpole will start deep in their own territory. Braintree's defense forced a punt on the first drive, but again, still not able to convert on offense. Defense now with a much better spot here on the field to maybe force a turnover. We have seen Braintree do that quite often this season, just haven't gotten one yet. Right now the defense needs to come up with a big play. Give the offense a short field to work with. We saw a pick six earlier for Walpole. Is Kilroy nowhere to really go, and Braintree all over him, and they hammer him in the backfield. And that was 4 or 5 different Braintree defenders in there looking to make some contact. I'm surprised Braintree didn't try to rip that one out. They had him in the open field and maybe try and bottle him up and strip that football, but obviously they took him down. He's been elusive here at portions of this game, so obviously got to give credit to the QB who didn't go down easily, but sometimes when you fight for those extra yards, you end up giving up the football, which he didn't do there. Pretty well-disciplined team so far. We have not seen a turnover yet. We've seen a couple turnover on downs, but that's pretty common in high school football. A lot of teams go for it on 4th down. As Braintree nearly jumped offside, the quarterback will pass. It's completed over the middle of the field, and a completion out to the 14-yard line, and it'll bring up a third down. So Braintree's defense will face another third down. As Walpole with the 2-score lead and the football, but they're on their own ends right now. Haven't seen much pressure on the quarterback here in this game. Have not sacked him yet. But then again, he's been always constantly moving around in the pocket. He certainly is a run-first quarterback. Certainly does not want to throw it as often as he does run it. And that's just an observation from seeing this game. Obviously, some games he's going to have to throw it more than he wants to, but here in this one, he certainly likes to run it, as the running back will take it, and he's very close to the line to gain for a first down. He looks like he has it based on the spot on the far side of the field, and it is a first down. So Walpole goes to their power running back, and he gets the first down. So Walpole able to convert there on a 3rd and 6, as Braintree's defense can't hold. Obviously disappointing there for the defense on a running play to give that one up, as it'll be another run play as Falzone will get across the 25. Spotted at the 27, 28-yard line. With 4:15 to go here in the third quarter. Both sides have possessed the football. Neither side has scored. And the second drive here of the quarter for Walpole, very reminiscent to the first quarter. Both sides had the football a lot, but obviously the big play in that quarter was the interception return for a touchdown thrown by Tellier that really opened this ball game up for Walpole. And we haven't seen a ton of points in this game, which I'm a little bit surprised by. Both teams can score, but the defenses really have been the story. And for Braintree, they've given up the 14 points, but the defense on the last touchdown was really put in a very tough spot. And the ball out to the 35-yard line on the play. So Walpole able to get their second first down of the drive and getting out of the shadow of their own end zone. As this is Falzone again, taking up the middle. He's got some space. His biggest, or one of his better runs here of the ball game, as he takes it out to the 47. And very close to another first down, and he's got another first down. So Falzone with another big play. He's done a lot of the heavy lifting in this ball game. He was shaken up earlier, but obviously has returned to the game. As Falzone over 100 yards from scrimmage here in this game. We have not seen him as a passer or as a receiver here in this game, as he again gets the carry, and he's got about 3 or 4 yards on the pickup. Falzone, not the kind of running back that just goes right down the field. He kind of stutters, looks to find that hole, and obviously has found some space. 2.5 left here in the third quarter. So the ball just over midfield. As again, it'll be the running back Falzone. He's got a first down as he gets just to the line to gain. And Braintree right now having no answer for Falzone the last couple carries. He's averaging almost 5 or 6 yards a carry here the last couple of touches. And obviously the big play here on this drive was the 3rd down and 6 converted deep in their own territory. Braintree could not stop them, and now they're over midfield, and a score here would be very tough to overcome a 3-touchdown lead with just over a quarter left. Just 1 minute and 50 left here in the third quarter. Quick pass, Kalak makes the catch, able to make a couple players miss, and then he gets down to the 39 where Braintree rips him down. So final 90 seconds here of the third. Walpole obviously trying to give their quarterback a little bit of confidence with some short passes. That one worked out. Have not seen really either team be able to complete much down the field. Both defenses have really played strong. As the handoff, this time not to foul zone, we have seen a different running back for one of the few times here in the game, as that one was run by Keys. So Keys with the touch, and a third down upcoming. So the Braintree offense still waiting for a chance to get that football back. Final 40 seconds left here of the third quarter as Walpole's driving here with a 14-0 lead. Might be a passing play, but we did see one earlier. He's going to take it himself, and he's got some room. He's got the first down and more as Braintree able to finally tackle him around the 20-yard line. So with just a half minute left, the clock will now run after the first down chains are moved. And Walpole still in their huddle with 15 seconds. That's probably the final play here of the third quarter, as Braintree will most likely see the other side of the field unless Walpole rushes one here. 5 seconds, clock continuing to move, as Walpole, with just seconds left, will not run a play, and the third quarter will end here at Alumni Stadium. So neither team scores in the third quarter, but Walpole on the move, looking to go up by 3 touchdowns. When we come back in the fourth quarter, the ball will be inside the 20 when we come back here in the fourth quarter as we continue to broadcast here our live stream of Braintree football against Walpole. And we'll be back for the fourth quarter right after this. Welcome back here to Braintree High School, start of the fourth quarter. Mike Walsh bringing the coverage here on BCAM TV as we start the fourth quarter. 12 minutes of football left, and the handoff goes to foul zone, able to dance past the defense for a moment, and ultimately hit as he gets past McDonald, who's shaken up on the play. And Walpole ends up moving the chains in the process as the ball will be inside the 10 at the 8-yard line, and Walpole now can run some clock and potentially put this game away to try and go up by 3 touchdowns. As Braintree's in danger now of dropping to 3-3 on the season. Walpole obviously with just the one loss. That came to Milton as Kilroy takes it to the outside. He's not got much room, and he's hit hard. Looked like he may have got a yard or two on the carry, but he was hit hard on his way out of bounds. As the ball will be spotted just outside the 5 at the 6-yard line. So a couple yards on the carry from Kilroy, but most importantly for Walpole, they keep the clock running. As Braintree right now in desperate need of a turnover. It's obviously potentially field goal territory for Walpole if the Braintree defense could stop them, but it's a handoff up the middle and a touchdown run by Falzone, his second of the game, and again putting a stamp on a long drive up the field done mostly by himself, Falzone. So a 6-yard rushing score, the second of the game. So the extra point upcoming to make it 21-0. And Braintree now in desperation. The kick on the way, and the kick is good. So sent through by the kicker Feeney. And Braintree now down 21-0 as the offense now has to have something quick. I think right now if you're Braintree, you got to go for it here on the kickoff. Try and make your best player beat their best plays. And right now, Franciosa Johnson needs to return this one and hopefully take it pretty far, get the offense going. So this one will be sent down by Feeney with his team leading 21-0. So a scoreless third quarter, but Braintree still looking for their first points here tonight. And this one will be sent down the field, and it will not be fielded by Franciosa Johnson. Now they do leave it for him as he picks it up at the 5. Out to the 10, 15, 20, and he's able to take it out to maybe the 22. Looked like Franciosa Johnson had a little head of steam, but could not get that block he was looking for down that far side of the field. Actually going to mark him shy of the 20. Not the best spot for the Braintree offense. So a frustrating starting position for the Braintree offense, who really have not had a good spot to start with the football quite often in this game, as Franciosa Johnson makes the catch as he's hit hard by a couple players. Second really nice completion in the game as Franciosa Johnson through traffic makes the catch. So Franciosa Johnson obviously making the catch. Final 10 minutes now here in the fourth quarter. The handoff is taken by Tellier as he brings it to the outside, looking to make a man miss, and really didn't get much as he goes hard towards the bench. And Tellier hustles right back out to the field. A first down pickup for Braintree on the carry. Braintree's probably going to have to start thinking about throwing this football a little bit more with just 10 minutes left. Down by 3 touchdowns, and they still continue to run the ball as they bring it over the 35. On the carry by Luongo as Braintree's turning some yards a little bit here on the drive, but again, you need chunk plays right now. And you wonder if Braintree would consider an onside kick if they do score quickly. I know it's early in the fourth quarter, but you're down by 3 touchdowns right now. Of course, if you score, you'd be down by 2, but a lot to think about right now, but you got to score first with no points on the board. 9:20, clock continuing to move. Tellier, pass is almost picked off, and that could have been pick off and touchdown number 2 by the defense as Kalak had all the open space in front of him. That was one of the cleaner picks that you would have had. Not saying it was as easy as it looked, but that was certainly one that Kalak would say, I probably catch that 9 out of 10 times. And of course, this time he didn't, which is very fortunate for Braintree because that was an easy touchdown the other way. Handoff goes up the middle, and it's Luongo as he stretches towards the first down. He gets it. That'll stop the clock, and Braintree will have to hurry up here, get the offense continuing to move the ball. Walpole in more of a prevent defense right now. Obviously, they don't care if Braintree just runs a little bit of clock here as the carry goes out to the 46-yard line, 47-yard line on the carry, very close to a first down.
When you see the two big boys come in, they go back to that 4-man line. So play the run out.
Braintree's moved the football pretty good so far here on the drive. Taking about a minute of the clock so far here on the drive as they move the ball over midfield. And again, the handoff goes up the middle. Braintree's got a pretty good gain here, is again escaping from traffic and getting a positive play from it. That was Brooks, who came out of the pile and picked up about 7 yards, maybe 8 yards on the play on what looked like it was going to be just a 3-yard pickup. So a chance now. Tellier will again look to pass. This one down the field. Franciosa Johnson open, and he's got it. Touchdown! Finally, Braintree's got some life here. The long score down the field, and Franciosa Johnson, every time the ball has gone his way, has scored. Seems like that this season. He's had at least 4 or 5 touchdowns here at home of 50-plus yards. That was just shy of that this time, but again, able to use his speed, get by the defense, and Braintree now will look for the point after. So Braintree will not be shut out here today. As Braintree will take the extra point, it'll be Brooks to kick it through and hopefully make this a 14-point game. And Braintree didn't take very long to score. Just under 2 minutes to get a touchdown as the kick on the way. The kick is up, and the kick is no good. So Braintree not able to convert. And the score is now 21-6 as Braintree does not get the extra point. So that'll go down as a 36-yard touchdown pass to Franciosa Johnson. Braintree now down by 15 points. Obviously, the missed extra point puts them in a much tougher spot moving forward, but you can't chase the points right now. If you do score, probably got to still try and kick it again, because you go for 2, now you're down by 2 scores again. So Braintree will most likely, whether they decide the onside kick, they're going to have to take one soon. With 8:18 left in the ball game, 21-6 advantage. But Braintree finally able to get on the scoreboard. Took them almost 3.5 quarters to get points on the board. And they're going to take an onside kick right up the middle of the field. It doesn't go far enough, and it's picked up by Walpole anyway. So the big man fielding that one for the Timberwolves, and obviously Braintree needed that football. And it puts the offense for Walpole on the Braintree side of the field immediately. But of course, that was a purposeful play. Braintree clearly was looking for the onside kick, and it didn't go far enough. They could not touch it. But Walpole did actually try and make a play on it, which could have turned into a disaster if the ball was ever deflected away, because that was all Braintree players in the vicinity, but he did make a clean catch and a clean recovery. So the ball at the 48-yard line, and the handoff goes up the middle. He had lost some yards as Braintree took him down in the backfield, and the ball at midfield now as the defense will have to stop him. So Braintree will need the football back. You hope to get it back by at least 5 minutes. Give yourself at least a reasonable opportunity. But any more points, and this one's lights out for the Braintree defense. So even a field goal here would be a dagger as the ball is completed. Surprised they passed that one as Kalak makes the catch, and a very short catch as Braintree will take a timeout with 7:28 left here in the fourth. And it'll bring up a 3rd down, and looks like about 8 yards. So a short gain on the completion, but if that one did hit the carpet there, it would have given Braintree an opportunity for a free stop of the clock. But obviously when the ball was completed, they have to use their own timeout. A little early to be using a timeout, but obviously down 2 scores. So coming out of the timeout, Braintree will look to make a 3rd down stand as Walpole clearly trying to run some clock, but not running enough of the clock here in this 4th quarter to this point. We'll see if Braintree brings any pressure. Don't forget, we did see Falzone run the ball on a 3rd down and long earlier in their own territory, so don't rule out that they will run this ball. And he will pass. Kilroy back to pass it to screen. Out to Falzone. He's very tough to tackle in the open field, and Braintree does a nice job of taking him down. Does get a pretty good gain out of the play, at least give them a chance to think about this. Very tough decision for their head coach right now. Head coach Chris Sullivan with a big decision on his hands with 7 minutes to go. Does he go for this on 4th down looking for the kill shot? Or does he punt it away and let his defense make the play? And it looks like he's going to opt for the defense. So this will be punted away by Feeney. But, of course, we have seen Braintree draw other teams offside. You got to be careful not to jump if you're at Braintree. You don't want to give them a free 1st down here if you jump. Braintree brings some pressure. And a much cleaner kick away this time as the ball going inside the 5. And Braintree making a mistake there, taking that one, fielding it. Really should not have received that punt at the 5-yard line. The likelihood of that ball getting down inside the 5-yard line was very small, but obviously Braintree didn't want that to happen. But I don't see the real gain there from Braintree. You field the ball, you get tackled quickly. It gives you really an opportunity to fumble the football. That's the last thing you want to do, and now you're inside the 5, so you're really in a no man's land spot with 6:40 to go in this ball game, and the offense is deep in their own territory, which obviously could turn into a tough spot because they might be bringing some pressure here. And Tellier's going to have to release the ball quickly. He was picked off earlier, almost picked off last drive, but Tellier's going to take it himself as he rolls out to the outside. He's taken down by 3 different players and hit hard. And the scoreboard has now shut off, and that's going to be obviously something that's going to have to be addressed here. The clock shutting off. I assume the battery must have died on the scoreboard clock, which they're going to try and adjust here. And the referees might stop this game and try and get it up going because they can obviously do it on the field. They have their stopwatches and clock down there, but it's going to make it a lot tougher for the teams to know how much time is left, which obviously going to make our lives a lot more difficult. So there is a brief stoppage in the game with the clock being an issue. So they're going to work on the clock, and it looks like the game's going to continue while they try and fix it. There's definitely 6 minutes or so left, and Braintree will have the ball. It'll be a 2nd down in their own territory. And the referees are not going to start the play yet, at least for the time being. Again, they can do it on the field, but it would make it much easier, and the clock is back on. There's 6:41 left, so that's a much better number for the Braintree offense with 6:41 left.
What time do you want on the clock?
Looks like they're just going to run the clock at what it is. So the clock will start at 6:41. We're under 6.5 now. And the Braintree offense with the 2nd down in deep in their own end. Deep down the field it goes, and a little bit too far as they had a step on the defense, and that could have been a long touchdown again. That was Parsons Gomes who had a almost 5-yard step on the defense, and if that ball was on target, that's about a 95-yard touchdown. Tellier certainly has a good arm and showcased it there, but too strong that time as he threw it a few yards down the field past the speedy receiver. And now it's the 3rd down, and Braintree obviously needing a first down. That's got to be the top priority right now. I know they want to work it down the field, but you need a first down. You got to move the chains. As Braintree will lose the football, and it's on the ground, and there's a flag on the play late. And it's picked up by Walpole, and that is exactly what you did not want, is a turnover in their own territory. And depending on what the flag is here, we'll see what the call is. And that might have just been a beanbag thrown because the ball was on the ground. So the beanbag, I believe, was just thrown because the ball was on the ground. I don't think it was a flag. 6:26 to go, and Walpole now with a glorious opportunity here to put this game away. And the Timberwolves will, for the second time in this game, get a very short field to work with, and Falzone takes it towards the goal line, and he is in for the 3rd score of the game. So one play after Braintree turns it over, a very quick capitalization here by the offense. So Falzone, who's done most of the offensive lifting here in the game, has scored his 3rd touchdown, and obviously can't really fault the defense. They were handed a very short field, and the kick is up, and the kick is good. Makes it 28-6. And I talked about it before the game. The turnover battle in this game is going to be huge, but here tonight, Braintree did not win it. And that's the result and why they're down on the scoreboard, as they've given away not only a pick 6, but now they've given up basically, if you want to consider it, it obviously didn't happen, but basically was a fumble that turned into a touchdown right away. So, I mean, the defense really can't be blamed for much of this here in this game. The defense has actually played pretty well for Braintree. They've allowed 28 points, but again, 2 of those touchdowns weren't on them. It was on the offense. So Braintree will now head into next week at 3-3, back to 500, and unfortunately not able to take care of home field here today, as this one will be sent away. Certainly was a much closer game here in this second half than the score now indicates, but Braintree will return it out to the 34-yard line. As a few of the members of the crowd now starting to file out here, as this game has turned into a little bit of a rout now in the 4th quarter. Braintree trailed by as much as 21-0 at one point. Obviously scored the touchdown on the long pass down the field, 36-yard score by Franz Joseph Johnson, but a big play on the last drive. They missed Parsons Gomes, who was open down the field. He would have been gone for a 90-plus yard touchdown score, but couldn't complete it. And now it's Franz Joseph Johnson who makes the catch. He's down to the 42-yard line as he continues to be the offensive catalyst here for Braintree in this game. Under 6 minutes to go in the ball game. Braintree needs a score right now. Let's start moving this football down the field. Haven't really seen many of the receivers get involved. Parsons Gomes had a catch earlier, and now we see a nice carry by Luongo. He makes a man miss, and he gets it over the 45, a good stiff arm. So Luongo's had his best runs here in the second half, but obviously looking like it's going to be too little too late for the Braintree offense. But it is a long season. You do have the middle of the season playoff as well, but this is going to be a tough one that will really hurt your seedings in that, as Braintree goes up the middle and nothing really on the carry. So a very minimal gain on the carry by Luongo this time, as he was a little slow to get up there, as this will be Brooks to get on the field. 5 minutes left in the ball game. Braintree down 28-6, as Tellier with a second down upcoming from the 37. Out to pass is Parsons Gomes. The pass was low and incomplete. Not a great pass that time from Tellier. So a game that's featured a little bit of everything here. We've seen both defenses make a lot of big stands, including on fourth down. Braintree with the only 2 turnovers, a pick 6, and then the fumble that led directly to the last score. As it'll be, again, Tellier to roll out to his right. He's being hammered in the backfield, and he's hit after the ball was released. No flag thrown after he was knocked down, as the ball was incomplete.
One of the few times we've seen O'Brien actually break free of terror all year, but one of the few times he caused Tellier to roll out and get rid of the ball. Stick out was there a little bit later to finish.
So Braintree with a fourth down. Not really sure why the clock was running. The pass was incomplete on the last one. Now over the middle of the field. It was nearly intercepted. And that'll do it for the offense, as that'll be a turnover on downs. And that'll pretty much put the game away. Not really sure what happened with the scoreboard. For some reason they gave another field goal to the scoreboard here. Reads, they're having all sorts of issues now with the scoreboard as they're trying to adjust it. It was not 31-6. It's just 28-6. That is the score, which they're now adjusting. I know the game's over, but certainly adding points to the total isn't going to be the right thing to do. Obviously not the official score anyway, so it doesn't really matter what the scoreboard reads. As the ball is completed, and the ball on the ground, Braintree will jump on it, and the defense finally creates a turnover. And really surprising and really a head-scratching decision. Why you're throwing the ball with a 22-point lead, just trying to run the clock out, and it turns into a Braintree turnover. So a turnover forced, and now Braintree with the ball back. So the defense does come up with another turnover. They've done it just about in every game, and this is a gift. I don't understand why there'd be any sort of passing at this point in the game. But the game obviously well decided on. But there have not been many miscues on that Walpole side, but they do have one here late in the fourth quarter, and by one of their more well-known stars in this game. That was Kalak, who put the ball on the field. Obviously not that big of a blowout that either side would pull their starters, but a little bit surprised on the play calling there. And now we'll see if Braintree can capitalize on a much better field position as Luongo takes the carry, gets over the 35, now down to the 32. As Braintree with a good carry on first down. A couple slow linemen to get up there for Braintree, including Pendergast, who's hobbling towards the line of scrimmage. And obviously late in this game, the last thing you want to see is an injury to really any player on either side. But with Braintree down 28-6, got to start seeing the ball thrown. Can't really run the ball with this big of a deficit. I don't understand why you'd want to be running it here. As Braintree rolls it to the right, and again it's Tellier as he goes towards the first down marker, and he gets it. So that'll stop the clock, at least for the moment. Actually, he already got the first down earlier. That was a second down. Now, upcoming. So 3 minutes left, second down and 6. As Braintree will hand it off again, it's Brooks. Brooks towards the first down, and a flag thrown in late. So it looked like Braintree got the first down, but I don't think that's going to stand. Most likely going to see another hold, and that's really going to hurt. And with 2:54 left, Braintree with their 4th holding call of the game. And that has been a big problem in this game. I'm not sure if it was correct, but I believe earlier there was a hold, and I believe the referees actually spotted 15 yards for some reason on one of the holds, but obviously it is a 10-yard hold, and Braintree's offense, who's already had issues scoring in this game, backed up more. Francis Johnson lined up here to the near side left as they go over the middle of the field into traffic, and that ball is incomplete. And Tellier really left his receiver out to dry there. That one certainly shook up the player. And that, I know, was a tight window, but that really put him in a dangerous spot, being hit by 2 different linebackers. And that's Garrity who's shaken up. He plays both sides of the football. Obviously not intentional to be throwing that ball like that if you Tellier into traffic, and now he's hobbling off a little bit. But we do not want to see injuries at any point in the game, especially late in the game of a game that is pretty much already over. And Braintree trying to complete a 5 or 6 yard gain over the middle of the field. As the injury on the field, we'll take a break in the action as Garrity being attended to, and we will be right back. So the injured player Garrity able to get off on his own power there. Obviously not going to speculate on what the injury could have been, but certainly looked like he may have got the wind knocked out of him the way he got hit. He got hit from both angles and able to get off under his own power, which is a good sign. But obviously in a situation like that, you always wonder about the ribs. With 2:43 left, it's a 3rd down upcoming for Braintree. Tellier back to pass. Tellier will try and scramble, and he's sacked at the 44-yard line. And now this might be the last time Braintree has a chance to throw this football. Braintree doesn't score here, assuming Walpole, for whatever reason, doesn't decide to throw it again, which obviously they didn't the last time, but I don't think they will the next time they get the ball. With just 2:15 left and the clock continuing to roll, Braintree with the 4th and a mile. So Braintree will snap it here from their 44-yard line. Back to pass, long down the field, open and completed. And down the field for a touchdown. Wow. Did not expect to see that happen on a 4th down and 24. But Braintree with a long completion down the field, and they're not going to go away empty-handed. And I believe that was Dionisio on the far side who makes the catch and the touchdown, but that's really a bad mistake by the defense. That can't happen in this type of a game. No matter what the score is, that should never happen. Give up a 4th down and 24. And obviously both sides still with their starters in the game, so that's just very bad there on the defense. Somebody's not going to be having a fun bus ride home to have that happen late in the game, no matter the score. These are all learning moments, though, on both sides. Still going to play all the way through. As Braintree will take the extra point and is blocked, and that's been a problem here in the game. Both extra points have been no good, and the score will be 28-12 with 1:52 left, and obviously Braintree will go for the onside kick down 16. So this game will continue when it looked like Braintree was going to be dead in the water there on a 4th and 24. Probably going to be a turnover on downs or an interception or something like that. They score the touchdown on a miracle play. And now Braintree will go for the onside kick with just 1:52 left, down now 16. So it is still a 2-touchdown game. Game is not over, but it would be very difficult to not only recover 1 onside kick, but 2. But Braintree's offense getting something going here in the second half. Didn't score at all in the first half, but scoring twice here in this 4th quarter. Francis Johnson one of the touchdowns, that one there by the Braintree receiver, Dionisio. And I was shocked that Braintree was able to not only pick up the yard to gain, but to score a touchdown on the same play. Obviously pumps up the offensive stats for Braintree. So Dionisio from 44 yards out with the score for Braintree, as Brooks will take the onside kick. Last time went right up the middle with it. I think he'd try and take it either to the left or the right this time. Don't try the kind of trick play that he tried last time. It's much tougher to recover it up the middle. And obviously last time he didn't kick it far enough either. As Braintree will go to the left. Takes a Braintree hop, but right into the breadbasket of the defender. And it's picked up by Kuropatkin. Kuropatkin makes the play. And that probably will just about do it with 1:52 left. Obviously, we've seen Walpole try and get a little cute here in the second half, trying to pass the ball, but I don't expect any more passes from here on out. With 1:52 left, Braintree down 28-12. Going to follow the 3-3 on the season with the loss here at home. Again, this is homecoming weekend for Braintree High School, so a disappointing start here for the athletic weekend, but Falzone with the carry. He's got some room. He's got 3 touchdowns as he looks for more, and he's got the first down. Certainly very impressed by Falzone, but you wonder here, with the score the way it is, you wonder maybe they take him out just to be on the safe side, because he's already been shaken up a couple times in this game, once on defense and offense. But they are going to leave him in this game. And I believe we saw Keys with just 1 carry. Maybe bring him in. That's something you could consider. But obviously, we're up here in the booth. Coaches are down there on the field. So Walpole will again hand it off, and again, no surprise to who. As Falzone to the 37-yard line, where Braintree with a very quick tackle, and we're under a minute to go, and this will be the last play of the ball game.
Walpole comes in, is able to do the running game again.
So Braintree will drop this one by 16 points unless Falzone breaks this one. Realistically, though, if Braintree's not stopping the clock, I don't know why you don't just kneel it here. No reason to throw it. No reason to run it. Should just be a kneel down, and the game will be over. And the quarterback is under center, and he will take the kneel down, and this ball game will come to an end. So Braintree with a decent comeback here in the fourth quarter, at least to make it a respectable final score, as they fell down at one point 21-0, then they fell down 28-6, but a couple of touchdowns here in the fourth quarter, making it a 28-12 final. Again, the touchdown by Dionisio from 44 yards out on a 4th and 24, something that you can really think about as a building point for Braintree moving forward on obviously what was kind of a broken play that the Walpole defense wasn't able to stop. And the earlier touchdown from 36 from Franciosa Johnson, the 2 touchdowns for Braintree. 55-yard interception return by Kilroy opened the scoring at 7-0 in the first quarter. 12-yard run from Falzone to make it 14-0, and then opening up the third quarter, a 6-yard run from Falzone, his second of the game, and then a third in the fourth quarter that put it away at 28-6. And Braintree with those 2 touchdowns I mentioned earlier, the 28-12, the final score to recap all of it. Really a well-played game by Franciosa Johnson. Tough day, really, for the other receivers for Braintree until that late one from Dionisio. But a real strong game played by Walpole, most notably from Falzone and Kilroy. Kilroy, pretty good game running the ball, as well as obviously Falzone with the 3 touchdown runs. But Kilroy not as good on the passing, but it didn't matter here today with the 3 rushing touchdowns by Falzone, all the heavy lifting they needed, as that'll conclude the game 28-12. Thanks for watching our live stream broadcast of today's Braintree football game against Walpole. On behalf of our camera person, John Orfanos, I'm Mike Wassel. We'll see you next time.